You're listening to the Life Coaching Secrets Podcast, episode 211.
Did you know that life coaches are needed now more than ever? I'm Frank Macri, founder of Thriving Coach Academy. I've trained over 1,000 coaches and helped them launch their own successful coaching businesses. If you want to make an incredible income and impact as a coach and have a lot of fun doing it, I'll show you exactly how to get it done. This is Life Coaching Secrets.
What's up, coaches? In this episode, I'm going to share why who the person that you already are right now is enough to become a massively successful coach. I cannot wait to dive into this and share it with you. Before I go into it, I want to give a big shout out to our brand new cohort of coaches who recently joined Thriving Coach Academy and kicked off their coach training just a weekend ago from when I'm recording this. So excited to have this new group of coaches in the program. And we also have a cohort that is approaching the finish line a little bit later this month. So big congrats to them as well for getting closer to certification. All right, so let's dive into this because I know this is a big one that a lot of new coaches feel concerned about. You might think, there's so many other coaches out there. Why would someone choose me? You might think, why would someone hire me when there are others that have been doing this for much longer? Who am I to really charge? I've been there, and I will never forget the time when someone hired me, and I asked this client, I said, what is it about me that made you decide to hire me when there were so many other coaches out there who have been doing this longer, who have more success stories? And the client, without batting an eye, said, I hired you because of you. Because of the person you are, because of your energy, just how you connect. And that's when all of my fears started to dissolve. And I began to think, what if one's essence really is enough? And I found this to not just be true for me, but for also the coaches we've trained, that every single person has their own unique essence. And that just comes from who you are naturally. It's not something that you have to fabricate. It's not something that you have to force. Your essence is something that you're born with. And when you give yourself permission to share that essence with others, you get to discover those that are naturally magnetized to it. So in this episode, I want to share why who you are at your core holds more value than anything you've ever done and any more life experience that you could possibly have. I'm really pumped to dive into this. So what I want you to consider as we go through this episode, I want you to continue to ask yourself, what if your essence is not just enough, but what if it's the most powerful thing that you could bring to become successful as a coach? So I'm going to share with you the difference between your essence and your life experience. I'm going to share examples of what your essence could mean. And I'm going to share with you as well why your essence that you have right now is giving you an unfair advantage, because the coaches that trust in their essence and they share it with the world freely are the ones that go on to have incredible and very fast success. So what do we mean when I say essence? Your essence is made up of a few different things. One is your energy overall. So it's just the vibe that you give off. Have you ever been around someone and you don't really know why, but you're just drawn to their energy? Maybe you're drawn to how grounded they are or playful they are or how calm they are. Doesn't have to be exactly what they say. It's just the feeling that you have when you are around them. So a big part of your essence is how people feel when they're in your presence. It's like the emotional imprint that you leave on somebody, even if you're not saying much. Hey, this is what causes people to say, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I could just exhale when I'm around this person. I just feel like I'm safe, I'm seen. That's what your essence creates. It could be communicated through subtle, nonverbal interactions. It could be the way that you are present with somebody. It could be the way that you just simply connect and listen to somebody. Your essence is also your authenticity. So it's who you are when you put down any masks that you feel like you have to wear, any things that you have to prove to others, any ways you feel like you have to pretend to be someone you're not. Your authenticity is what makes up your essence. It's something that you don't have to force. It's just naturally how you show up in the world. There's no performing. People can sense that when you're being real. And when you are being real, when you're allowing your essence to flow through you, that's what builds trust with others. And there could be people with the most life experience out there, but if someone doesn't feel like they could really connect with them, they're not going to get clients. They're not going to have success. So you don't just have like a really nice resume of life achievements and experiences, and that's not what determines who is the most successful versus who is not going to be successful as a coach. Okay, your ability to trust in your essence and know that that is going to magnetize people towards you, that's what's going to cause you to have success. Okay, the coaches who grow the fastest, again, are not the ones with the longest resumes. They're the ones who show up. They let themselves be seen, knowing that who they already are is enough. Okay, because at the end of the day, your clients are not assessing who has the most life experience. They're looking for connection, and connection is what matters more than anything else. And connection begins with your essence. So what if, I'm going to say this many times in this episode, what if your essence, who you are right now, is the most powerful thing that's going to cause you to be successful as a coach? Like it's going to make your success inevitable, just trusting in your essence. So your essence, we talked about what makes it up, but then you might wonder, well, what about your life experience? Your life experience is just the accumulation of events, achievements, knowledge you've gained throughout your life. It's just the what of your journey. Could be jobs that you've had, challenges that you faced, milestones you've reached. You can also think about this too when people apply to jobs. Like the person with the most decorated resume is never guaranteed the job, right? When you have a job interview, why do you think they have an interview? To get a feel for who you are, your essence, the way that they can connect with you. This same exact process works when it comes to dating as well, right? You don't have to check off all the boxes. Sometimes it's just you feel the connection with the person, right? Someone can have a really nice online dating profile, but then you meet them in person and sometimes you feel a connection or you don't. And I love the expression, there's a pot for every lid. So no matter who you are, no matter what your essence is, there are people out there who will be drawn to it. But you will not discover who's already out there waiting to be drawn to you unless you make yourself visible. Are you following me? So all you need to do is put yourself out there to discover the people that are already effortlessly drawn to your essence. Okay, your essence is unique to you. This is really big to understand here. No one can copy it. No one can duplicate your essence. Okay, so this is why there could be coaches that have the same niche or specialty, but still go on to have success. There can be multiple coaches who address the same niche, but have so much success. So whenever people think, is the industry oversaturated? The answer is no, because there's always space for you, because your essence has yet to be put into the industry. So therefore, once you put your essence into the coaching industry, put your essence out into the world, then you're going to have people that are drawn to that because they haven't been drawn to other vibes that have been out there yet. So your clients are waiting for you. You just have to decide yes to say yes to this calling that you have to put yourself out there in coaching. Okay. So I love the idea that everyone has a way of being valuable in the world without any real thought or effort that needs to be put into it on their part. I'll say that one more time. Everyone has a way of being valuable in the world without any real thought or effort on their part. So you might think, oh, in order for me to be valuable, I need to put all this effort to prove myself, convince others, to perform. What if none of that's true? Like, what if you don't have to put any major thought or effort at all and still be valuable? Your essence is really what allows you to create those authentic connections with other people. It's what allows you to build trust with others, and it's what allows people to feel really seen and heard. Okay, your essence is what causes people to say, I don't know what it is about you, but I just know that I want to work with you. Like the story I shared earlier. Your essence is not just sufficient for you to be successful, it is really your superpower. Now, your essence, while it being more important and valuable than your lived experiences, it doesn't mean that your experience doesn't matter and doesn't count at all, right? If you have wisdom, if you have life experience, if you've got failures that you've learned from and setbacks that you can share lessons from, or just successes that you've accumulated in your life, that's great. Of course, you can share that with others. But let's not think that your life experience is the end all be all. Let's not think that those who have the most experience are automatically the most successful. And I like to think of it this way too. When we think about the music industry, right? Every so often there's a new singer that goes on to have amazing success and they emerge. Even though there's plenty of other very accomplished musicians out there. It's like when you hear the award shows, there's always like the best new artist award. So there's always space for new. There's space for you to be successful. That actually gives you an advantage, especially when you're getting started, because there are people out there like they want a fresh, novel perspective. They don't necessarily want to have the coach that's been doing it for a long time. So what if you being newer to the coaching industry, what if you are giving a flavor to coaching that someone is really hungry to feel, to taste? Okay, your essence is not about the what you've done in your life. It's really about the who. It's about who you are. It's about who you are inherently. It just comes from the person you naturally are. The gifts that you give off just by you being yourself. You all have gifts. Everyone has different types of gifts. Okay, your essence is the unique gifts that you share. Again, you don't have to put on a mask. It's just what you emanate out into the world. Now, if you're questioning whether your essence really is enough, I want to talk about that too, because you might be hearing this and think, well, okay, I get that my essence is important, but what if it's not really enough? I want you to know that essence isn't something that you have to earn or improve upon. It's something that you own. Okay? It's not about, well, who has the biggest energy. It's not about who's the loudest, the most confident, the most polished. It's about just being true, being you. Okay? Your essence is enough because it is authentic, and authenticity is magnetic. Every coach has a different energetic signature. I like the way that sounds. I'm going to say it one more time. Every single coach has their own energetic signature. Like, think of it that way. Like, every signature is unique. You have your own energetic signature that you are going to share with others. Some people, their essence is going to be more warm and nurturing. Others, it might be more bold and passionate. For others, it might be more calm and grounding. So there's no one right way to be. Your ideal clients are not looking for who's the quote best coach. They're looking for the one who feels right for them. Okay, and feels right comes from essence, not achievements. So if you're wondering whether your essence is good enough, maybe the question to ask yourself is, what if it is good enough and I just need to allow myself to be seen? I just need to let people see the real me. Okay, because when you do, without needing to perform, without apology, like just being unapologetically you, that's when people really connect. That's when the transformation begins. So yes, your essence is not only enough, it is the most powerful thing that you bring into every single room, every single space. Okay, when it comes to marketing yourself as a coach, this is so key to understand because a lot of people make buying decisions based on emotion and then they justify it with logic. Okay, so your essence, when you share your energy, when you share your truth, just allowing yourself to be unapologetically you, that creates an emotional connection with people. And once that's created, they will logically find reasons why it makes sense for them to work with you, even if there are other more, quote, experienced coaches out there. Okay, it's what makes people say, I don't know what it is about them, but I just trust that person. I want to be in that person's energy. And this is true story. Years ago, I remember before I was training coaches, I led a weekend-long summit, and I had made a high-ticket offer at the end for a $10,000 program. And I had spent some time over the weekend going over all the components of the program, and I had a bunch of people sign up. And then when someone had signed up later on that next week after the event ended. They sent me an email and said, "Frank, can you remind me what is included in the program again?" And I said, "Wait, I went over it. Do you not know what you purchased?" And they said, "Honestly, like I just knew whatever you were offering, I was going to say yes to because I appreciate your energy and your essence." So it was an automatic yes for me. And that was a really revealing moment because I realized that really when you can trust in your essence, it almost like doesn't matter what you offer because people are just drawn to you. So they will be drawn to what you're passionate about, especially just if it aligns with their own desires as well. It was really a funny moment when that happened. Your essence is really what makes you memorable. Okay. I really want you to understand that it's unique to you. No one can copy it at all. Okay, so if you think, oh, there's so many other coaches out there, yeah, but there's only one you. Okay. And people are going to remember you. Think of your essence as kind of like your own brand. Okay. It's what makes people say, I want to work with you. Not just a coach, they're going to want to work with you. And those people are out there right now. So if you feel like you've been holding off on really putting yourself out there as a coach or just going into the coaching industry because you think that there's too many coaches out there or you don't have enough life experience to share, what if you already have something so powerful that is already enough for you to become massively successful? What if that really is true? So in the beginning, I shared that your essence really is your unfair advantage. Sure, your experience is going to grow over time, right? As you go through life, you're going to have more experiences, more successes, more failure, more of that you can share with others, which is awesome. But your essence is what sets you apart right now, and it will forever set you apart. Again, you don't have to earn it, you don't have to fabricate it, you just have to own it. So here's one of the biggest takeaways I want you to have. Instead of asking yourself, what do I need to add to be good enough? What do I need to add? I want you to ask yourself instead, what if I stopped hiding what's already in me right now? What if I stopped hiding what's already in me right now? Okay, the coaches who grow the fastest are not the most experienced. They're the coaches who are the most willing to be seen. So what if your essence as it is not just enough, but it really is the thing that makes you the most unstoppable? Now, I also want to be clear, getting training and coaching matters. To be powerful at any skill, right? It's essential to have proper supervision and mentorship. So learning coaching skills is essential, just like a musician needs to know their instrument, right? A coach needs tools, structure, technique to guide through powerful sessions. But here's the distinction. Training is going to sharpen your tools, but your essence is the container that holds all of those tools. Okay, your training sharpens your tools. Your essence is the container that holds it all. So you can learn every question, every framework, every coaching model out there, but if you're withholding your essence, it's not going to land. Right? And on the flip side, when you pair strong coaching skills with you expressing and sharing your essence and trusting that that's enough, that's when the real success happens in your business. And that's where the real transformation happens for your clients as well. So I want you to think about what might be your essence. Think if maybe people have reflected back to you some of your gifts. And if you don't already know what the power of your essence is, I want you to connect with a few people in your life, in your close circle. And it's sometimes really interesting to ask them what they think your gifts are. Like what draws them to you? What about the person you are? And if it's helpful, if you really are doubting yourself, capture what they're sharing. Record what they're sharing, write it down, and remind yourself of it. They might say that you're very grounding and soothing. They might say you're so playful and bold. They might really appreciate how curious and present you are. Whatever it is, it's not better or worse than anyone else's. It's just yours. And that's what makes it so powerful. Okay, your essence is going to naturally attract clients who are meant for you. So not everyone needs to be a really hype coach, like super high energy. And at the same time, not everyone wants that really grounded, gentle guide. But someone out there is waiting for exactly the energy that you and only you bring. So You don't need to change your essence. You just need to stop hiding it. The more that you can fully own who you are, the easier it's going to become for the right people to find you. That's really where the magic begins. Okay. I will say maybe not a lot, but there are many coaches in the coaching world that are just a bit afraid of being seen because they think, oh, people are not going to take me seriously or people are going to judge you. So they might think they're going to have to try to convince others to work with them. But what if it's not about any of that at all? Right? Some coaches might think that they're going to have to overcomplicate their branding. But what if you just need to show up as yourself and speak from the heart? Right? Some coaches might think they have to hide behind all these different strategies and scripts that isn't even aligned with who they are. But when you lead with your essence, you stand out without even trying to stand out. So there are people right now, I want to end by saying that there are people right now that are drawn to you and will be drawn to you because they can just feel you. They can feel your energy, right? There might be other coaches that spend a long time chasing experience and just wanting to have like more life experience because they think that's all it really takes. But while they're doing that, you're just building connection right now. And that is what actually grows a business. So the coaches who embrace this, what I'm sharing here, the coaches who really embrace their essence, all of you listening, you have an unfair advantage right now. All right, that's what I got on how your essence really is enough. This is something I so believe to my core, and I hope it landed with you. If you've been enjoying the podcast, please take a moment and leave a 5-star review. It means so much. And I totally forgot to say in the beginning that the book launch was so successful, and I want to thank you all wholeheartedly for being a part of that. Those of you that purchased a copy or several copies, we hit #1 on Amazon in their new releases in the categories of mentorship, coaching, and consulting. So I want to end this episode actually by just saying a big, big, big thank you for making the launch a success. It means the world. The book is called The Thriving Coach. It is still available now. And it's because of the listeners, the subscribers, the students like you all that the book was able to have such a great success. So thank you so much. All right, this has been so much fun. Before I wrap up the episode, I'm going to include a little interview that I had with one of our coaches inside the academy. They're going to share their story, what their experience is like as a coach, and give you some tips on how you can become successful as well. So enjoy their story, and I will see you in the next episode.
My name is Brandon Wagner. I am from Los Angeles, California. Some random divine intervention spark came to me and said, you know what, Brandon, maybe life coaching should be something you can look into. My initial thought was, how could you possibly coach other people through life when you've only been on this earth for so long? I thought that there were other people out there who were much wiser, much more knowledgeable, who fit that coach mold more so than me. But when in reality, my life, my journey, and what I've gone through is what makes my brand of coaching so unique. And that's something that Thriving Coach Academy really stresses is every one of us is on our own journey. And that our journey is what informs our coaching and makes us the perfect person to be a coach. It's because of who we are that we should be a coach, not because of what we think we are, or what we believe that we can be. Coaching has allowed me to bring all of myself and allows me to let it all come out in a sense and be able to create connections with my clients. Prior to my training with Thriving Coach Academy, I didn't understand the business side of coaching. I kept on telling myself that no one would need my services, like no one would be interested in what I had to say. And when I allowed myself to really give into the process of opening myself up to potential clients, I found myself overly blessed. So many people were interested. So many people signed up to the point where I had to limit who could sign up and how many people I could help. And that's something that certainly didn't expect. I thought that I would hear crickets, and I'm hearing cicadas. Thriving Coach Academy is helping me show up in the world in the way that I truly want to, and I know will truly help other people. The impact this training has had on me is profound. Going into a professional training with my experience, I didn't think that I kept on telling myself that I really didn't belong. I felt so accepted from day one, and I felt invited to share. I felt invited to participate. I felt that there was no extra pressure to be anything other than what I am or who I am. It's the most fun I think I've ever had learning. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, like it's super exciting, and the connections that you make both with other people, but also the connections that you make about who you are as a person are incredible. All the prospective students out there who are like on the edge of making the decision, do it. Really, you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for the people that you'll be able to help. Our desires and dreams are placed within us for a reason. And that reason often goes far beyond who we are. And it's because someone else can benefit from it, from what we do and what decisions we make. It's the path that's meant to be for you, because if it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't be thinking about it.
Hey, would you like access to powerful coaching tools you can use on yourself and clients right away? For being a listener of the podcast, I'm giving you a VIP guest pass to get a sneak peek into my coach training program. Inside, you'll learn our coaches' secret tool they use to transform their clients' lives. And you'll also get a training on how to launch a coaching business. Just head over to www.thrivingcoachacademy.com/VIP to get started. I'll see you on the inside.